everyone, and welcome to the Yarn Journey Crochet podcast. My name is Holly. I live in North Carolina with my family. This is a podcast about crocheting, knitting, the yarn I'm hoarding, my shop updates, as well as some occasional other crafts. Thank you all returning viewers, and welcome to new viewers and subscribers. I appreciate you. So let's see. You can find me on Ravelry as Holly Nicole 1316. My podcast / personal channel, I guess you could say, for Instagram is, what is it called? Yarn Journey Crochet. Or if you are interested in the business, in purchasing some yarn, my business Instagram is at Sleepy Fox Yarn Co. I have an Etsy store, which is also the Sleepy Fox Yarn Co. Other than that, I think that is it of where you can find me. Administration, we have no cowls going on at the moment, and I probably won't for a while. I've kind of been doing a cowl for like over the last year, for about a year, and basically, yeah, for over a year now. So I'm going to take a small break from cowls for a while. But if you have any suggestions for in the future of what kind of cowls you would like to have, let me know, because I'm not sure. And one thing, I'm not an amigurumi maker, so I probably won't do any amigurumi alongs or anything like that. I know that's really big right now, but I probably wouldn't do that, just because I hate amigurumis. I hate sewing things together. So there's that. We will do a little shop update in the beginning and then dive right into all the crochet and knitting goodness. So we have restocked 5 colors in the shop, as well as added 5 new colors, but one of them has sold out, so you cannot get that one, unfortunately. But the colors that we have back in stock are Summer Skies, as well as Birdie Bots, which is a really highly speckled on a light pink base. Enchantress is back in shop as well, which this is the correct way Enchantress is supposed to be. And then we have English Garden, which this is correct as well. Last time this purple that was supposed to be like a lilac-y lavender color ended up being really dark. So this is back in the shop. And all the restocks are on our 75-25 base. So that has 463 yards. So, and the last one that was restocked is Dark Fairy. So the new colorways are all on our 100% merino base, which is 438 yards. So this is Dreamcatcher. This is a new one. And I know it's looking really blue, but it is a really gorgeous turquoise color. So it is amazing. And then this one is called Victorian, which is like a grayish mauve color. I know people say mauve, but there is no O, so I say mauve. I'm sorry to all those I am offending. So this is a really pretty tonal. And then we have Smoky Mountain, that is also new to the shop, which has peaches and dark navies with some bright yellow in there. And then last, but not least, that is new to the shop, which this color, that one strand came loose. This is called What We Do in the Shadows, which has black and aqua, purples, pinks. It is beautiful. It's blowing out really bad on camera because I'm using my webcam because my camera sucks right now. LOL, I say mauve the same way. I am so glad, Blissful Stitch, because I'm just like, I can't say mauve to save my life. There is no O's in there, and it just bothers me. But other news for the shop, I also have advent calendars, and not just Christmas calendars. I also have the Halloween advent as well, which I know is a new thing that is starting recently that I've seen. Yeah. So there is the Halloween advent, which is 12 mini skeins and a full skein for Halloween night. Super fun. And that is definitely for those who are spooky at heart, like myself, and may not want a Christmas advent. But if you would like a Christmas advent, we have those as well. So you will get 24 mini skeins and a full skein for Christmas Day. The Halloween advent runs until July 1st, I think. And the Halloween advent runs until August 1st. Halloween will be sent out in September, if not late August. And the Christmas ones will be sent out in September. So that is it for shop update. So let's hop into the goodness. The reason why you're all here. So I finished my socks, which are really dirty because I wore them for like 2 days straight and I have not gotten a chance to wash them yet. I had to kind of like pull them out of the dirty laundry, which is probably not best, but whatever. I literally stayed up till 3 a.m. to finish these socks because I was so close yet so far that I had to stay up and finish them. So this is Bad Wolf Girl Studios yarn. Oh, there it is. In the colorway, this is Halloween. So I'll kind of hold them side by side so you can see. There we go. So that's all her info. She is on Etsy. And normally she has pretty good sales as well, which is normally when I try and snatch up yarn. So this is what it looks like, all speckled up. And then the cuff and heel is Knit Pick Stroll Fingering in Pumpkin. I feel like they should have named this Pumpkin Spice because it is a lot darker than pumpkin. But hey, whatever, to each their own. I did a Afterthought heel, which I am not sure if I need to make the foot longer by quarter to half an inch longer. That way the heel fits properly, or if it's because I have such wide, flat feet, if this heel just won't fit well, I may have to do like a heel turn, a heel flap and gusset, and that might fit better. But then there's increasing or decreasing depending on if you start top down or bottom up. And that's just a lot. It's just a lot. And this where I can just put in a piece of waste yarn and just keep on going. So I am not sure. But I love the way these came out. And I said on a crochet and chat that I know I told myself I would never wear $30 yarn on my feet, but oh my goodness, they feel amazing. And now I want all the hand knit socks. So I need to finish my Christmas socks that I started as my Christmas cast on. Get those finished so I can put more socks on the needles. I'm trying to get these dang whips together, but it is so hard when there are so many new things coming out this year, and I just want to make all the things, but I also got to finish all the things to start new ones. So that is my only FO. This next thing, I'll just kind of get this over with. I've been doing a lot of swatches because I want people to see what my yarn looks like dyed up and worked up, so they have an idea of what they're buying and how it's going to look in knit and crochet. Excuse me, I am burpy. My goodness. So I started doing crochet a swatch, knit a swatch of the same color, but that was kind of throwing me off my groove. So I started doing crochet first, get all the crochet swatches done, then go back and do the knitted swatches. So here is I have no ends weaved in, by the way, because all I'm going to do is block these and then just take a picture of them. Oh my gosh, there's always screaming or crying in my podcast. Oh, mom life. So this is Dark Fairy, which all of these are going to be blown out, of course. So these are done in single crochet. And then here is the knitted version of it. Oh, they're so pretty. I'm sorry. I'm tooting my own horn here. This is Northern Lights in single crochet. And then here's Northern Lights knitted up, which it started a color pool, so I had to figure out a way to not make it pool. And then here is, oh my gosh, Evening Rain. Took me a minute. Which is more of like a tonal with some speckles in it. And then this one is the only one that was done in half double crochet just because it started to pool like literally the first 2 rows. So this is Pink Lemonade, which there's almost like a little design, like zigzaggy design on that one. This is Shoshone. And this is in single crochet as well. I think there's like 2 half double crochet rows in there because it started to pool again, which, you know, does happen in a 4-inch swatch, you know, but if you were working on something like socks or a sweater, it may not happen. So it just depends. And here is Ostara. So I wanted to get swatches up specifically of the crocheted versions, just because I know a lot of people aim towards knitters, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want my yarn to be seen by crocheters as well, because we like nice yarn too. And most people don't have swatches of crochet with their hand-dyed yarn. So I wanted to do crochet because sometimes when you aim for knitters, when you do variegated yarns specifically, they tend to look really blocky in crochet and look like little Legos of color. And I didn't want my yarn to do that. So like these are a good example of, you know, having color in there without it being blocky. So that was something I was working on. Oh, here was another one. This is actually a work in progress. Technically, those are FOs. So this is Sacred Stone, which is a pinky purple. So I'm like a third of the way done with that one. Here's the cake, which most of these I'm probably going to end up doing like sock swatches as well with the leftovers, but we'll see. Okay, now let's get into actual stuff that is interesting. We'll start with my crocheted memories blanket. This I had put quite a bit of work on. I just sat down one day and I was like, you know what? I want to work on my blanket. Hi, Stephanie. So I was going through yarn so I can do a destash, which I've already destashed some, but I took some down from the Etsy shop for a while. But as I was going through all my yarn, oh no, I'm pulling out stitches. Oh, poop. As I was going through all my yarn, I found quite a few small, like, scrap balls just in random spots in my totes. So I gathered all those little ones up and I decided I really wanted to work on my memory blanket because I haven't worked on it in a while, and I love this blanket. It is so big and cozy. So the last time we saw it, I was just about to put in this light blue that fades into the purple. And then I have this big section of like aqua and blue and purple. And then there is this color, which I think is a Red Heart Super Saver. I think it is Wildflower. Oh, I got a hair. And then this orangey peachy color at the very top. Sorry. I am not sure what color that is because it's been sitting in a tote somewhere and I just found it. It's this color right here. And it looks like it changes to a lighter one. So this might be a cake of some sort that I didn't completely use. I'm not sure. So I did put quite a bit of work on this. So from this light purple up, or light blue up, which we had a couple of cold nights out of nowhere. So I basically just cozied up on the couch because this thing is so squishy because it's, I'm holding 2 strands double. So I'm holding the scrap ball with one, I'm using a Jumbo Lion brand Pound of Love and holding them double. And as I go along, I just tie one ball to the next ball to the next ball and just hold it with this. Which this is just their 100 white color. I got this on sale. I think Michael's was having a sale on their big balls where instead of paying $10, you paid $7. So I hopped on that because that's my second ball that I've used for this giant blanket, as you can see. And honestly, I am loving the way this worked up. And I know someone asked me, hey, pretty girl. Thank you, Julie. I know someone asked me a while ago to write this up as a pattern, which I kind of thought I might do. So once I finish it, I might do that because scrap blankets are really big. And like I said, with Christmas is still like over 6 months away. 6-7 months away, but we're just like, we're already planning for Christmas. It's like Christmas is the time, of blankets and just cold weather stuff, even though it is actually fall in the southern hemisphere. So our Australian, New Zealand, South American, African friends are all having fall right now. So yeah. So they're dealing with their cooler weather right about now. So that was one thing I was working on. The next crochet item I planned for Christmas on December 26th. Bethany, you are so right. I mean, it was literally the day after New Year's. I was already asking my family, I'm making everybody gifts. What do you want? So I could plan for this year's Christmas. So this next one is a new cast on because my friend is pregnant. Oh, she's having a baby. And I've known about this pregnancy for months. And she's due in late May, early June. And it clicked to me when I was talking to her the other night that I have not made her a baby blanket. And I made not her first child, because her first child, I think I was like 17 or something like that. So I was not actively crocheting or anything. So her first child did not get a blanket from me, unfortunately. But her second one did. But I decided I wanted to make her, she's having a boy. She has 2 girls and is having a boy now. And this is called the Sweet Stratus Baby Blanket by Pam Grice. Her last name is Grice, Grice, like rice, but with a G in front. So this is what it looks like. Let me pull up a big loop so you can see. It is Tunisian crochet. Oh gosh. Tunisian crochet is so hard to show because it likes to roll. It kind of ends up looking gradient-y. I should have put like a lighter gray between this dark gray and this white. And then there's this navy. So the white that I'm using is Paintbox yarn Simply Aran in 200, which I think is called paper white. And then the gray, which these are all chunky yarns except for the white. It's an Aran weight. It would be smarter if I started in January. Oh, yeah, Bethany, give yourself a week. Give yourself a week after Christmas so you could just chill for at least a week and then start in January fresh. So this one was a mill end, I believe it's called. It was just one of those mill end bags that you get from Joann's. I bought this like 2 years ago, I think now. It's a big twist chunky yarn. I have no idea the color. I think it might be Slate. Yeah, I think this one's Slate because I have a lighter color gray and I think that one's clay or something like that. So it's just this, I would say that's like a medium gray. And then for the navy, it is also a Paintbox yarn, and this is their Simply Chunky, and it is 337, which I believe when I looked that up, it was midnight blue. So it's not technically navy, it's a midnight blue, so it's still pretty dark, but not borderline blue-black. So that is how far I've gotten. I think is about 6 inches of work, and I think I measured it and it's like 28 inches so far, and I still have to put a border on it, which I think she has you put a Tunisian crochet border on it. I haven't read that far yet, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to do a simple like half double crochet border with a couple extra at the corners. So that is what I'm looking at. My kids are shooting their dart guns at my door, and they're all running around upstairs. So that is the other crochet project, which those 2 crochet projects of what I've been working on, plus the swatches in between. For the most part, that's pretty much what I've been working on. Then I showed this last time on the podcast. I have been working on my Sea Glass Racer Top, which is by Megan, who is Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, who also has Bad Wolf Girl Studios yarn. I love Racerback tank tops, and I saw this when she first designed it, and I was in love with it, which, by the way, this is sitting in I believe this is my Lila Styles bag, which is my Supernatural bag. I love it. It's a little snug with all the yarn that's in there, but it fits. So what was I saying? I got sidetracked by the bag. Oops, I'm shaking. Shoot, what was I saying? Anyways, I love Racerback style tank tops. I just like the way they fit. I like the way they feel. I'm not a big fan of spaghetti straps because I have big arms. So I feel like a tank top looks better. You said you love Racerback tops. Okay, thank you, Melinda. That's where I thought I was at, but I couldn't remember. And last time you guys saw this, I just had the back piece knitted up. So that's the back. And then I have tank top sleeves. And I am working on the chest area now. So I still think this is going to be too big, but it won't be as massive as it was when I first knitted it up. So my mistake was when I was casting on the stitches for under the arms and then connecting the two tank top part, like the two breasticle parts. I used the knitted cast on, which ended up being really, really loose, like super duper loose. Here, let me put it down a little so you guys can see a little better. So it ended up being really loose, and the spots between where the two parts on your chest come together, it was so wide that I was like, if I moved wrong, we would have a nip slip. And, you know, that would not be ideal. Sorry, I got distracted because the UPS man is across the street. So yes, I am getting there. It still seems like it's a little low cut. But I'm hoping that when I put it on, it'll sit back more, so to speak. So it won't be like boobies out to the world, but we'll see. I'm probably going to get demonetized for all the boob references. So the colorway I'm using is the Knit Picks Stroll fingering in the tonals, and it is called Raven. So pretty. I want to make one of those. I'm a little nervous about it. It is so easy. Like, this is my first time actually getting anywhere close to having a top. Like, if I was to stop right now, obviously, you know, it wouldn't fit. But the way she writes it up, it is so easy to follow. So if this is something that makes you really nervous, like, I feel like a sweater would be harder because you have arms and sometimes they're shaping. This is so easy to start. Like, she explains everything so well that if this is your first time wanting to do a top, so do it. It is so amazing. And she just included a her Pum Queen, I think that's what it's called, her charts for finger or for color work. So you can add the pumpkins to it and make it like a Christmas top, or a Christmas. Oh my gosh. Halloween. So if you like the top, but you want to add color work to it, she included the chart for that. You could just be like that one girl on Survivor about to see some tatas today. Oh yes, I remember when that happened. So I am loving this knit. It is actually really easy and enjoyable. Super easy. You know, which before this, I mean, I did socks, but the socks I do are like super easy too. So if you're intimidated at all by knitting a top, definitely check this out. I feel like it is very beginner friendly, in my opinion. So yeah. The edging that she has you do is I believe it's called an applied I-cord edging, which I am a little nervous about because I heard I-cords take forever, but I heard they're not hard. They're time consuming and tedious. But I'm so looking forward to doing this top, and it's kind of addicting because I'm just like, I just want to wear this top. Like, I so want to wear this top so bad. But yeah, and it's at a pretty loose gauge. She has you doing it on US 6s, which is 4mm needles. So it actually works up pretty fast. Time consuming and tedious, but worth it. That's what I've heard, Stephanie, that it is so worth it because it makes her edges look so clean. But I've always heard there's people that love it and hate it because of how long and tedious it is. I feel like knitting takes forever. Does that top take long to make? So this, honestly, I would say this took me 2-3 nights worth of knitting on it, which is, I don't want to say it's long, but I had to rip back everything and restart because I didn't do a gauge swatch. So if I didn't have to rip back and it fit the way I was supposed to fit it, like, I'd being responsible and doing a gauge swatch, I probably would have over half this shirt done in about a week. It would be like crop top style at this point. So it is pretty fast because you are using fingering weight, but you're knitting it up at a 4mm needle. So it goes pretty stinking fast. You guys are definitely selling me on this. I'm going to grab the pattern ASAP. Totally do it. Oh my gosh. Like, I tried knitting a sweater once, which was the flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. And it was going well, even though my raglan looked like garbage. And my dog ended up pulling it out. But I feel like this was easier than that. That lipstick is looking fabulous. Thank you, Gypsy Rose. So that is pretty much it for what I have been working on. I'm trying to finish what I start, which the blanket, my scrap blanket, obviously is not a start project, finish project. But I'm trying to finish my shirt because I really, really want to wear that because it is getting warmer. And I know it is wool, but because of the gauge and how flowy it is, oops, that was not the point of fixing my hair. Because of the gauge that it's sitting at, it will be super comfortable. And because wool has wicking properties, it keeps you dry. So I am definitely looking forward to that. I would not make that shirt in acrylic. I would say cotton, if it is a really lightweight cotton, or the wool. I'm so looking forward to finishing it. I'm so like, I'm as I'm talking to you guys, I'm itching to start working on it and the blanket, the baby blanket. Oh gosh, because I want to get it done. I'm trying to work through whips at the moment. But yeah, that is pretty much it for what I've been working on. I mean, it's been a little over a week, so yeah. I wanted to hop on and get one done while I could, because my mother-in-law is coming this weekend and she'll be here all week. She'll be leaving next Tuesday. So I wasn't going to have time to do one on the weekend. So yeah, I wanted to hop on. Sorry, I'm getting like YouTube notifications of videos that I subscribe to. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Oh crap, I keep bumping this. That tank would probably be nice in Pima cotton or a cotton bamboo blend. Yeah, so I watch Cozy Up Knits, and they've been talking about, I can't remember who does it, but she does Pima cotton, and they said it is some of the nicest cotton that they work with, and they just made like a whole shrug out of it. And I was thinking that would be great to make a tank top out of. So if I finish this one and I really like the way it wears, I was thinking of possibly getting some Pima cotton to do it with. I'm trying to think. I know I believe the woman's name is Penny, but I'm not sure. I could be lying. I could totally be lying right now. Normally I talk about the books that I'm reading. Creek Garden Crafts. Yes, that's the one. Yes. Creek Garden Crafts is the one that does the Pima cotton. So I want to look at their yarn and see what they have, but I should probably finish this one first before I jump ahead of myself, because who knows, I may put it on and not like it, but I hardly doubt that because it's a style shirt that I love wearing. Plus they just added cap sleeves, so I believe that's like similar to this, where it's just a boop. Yeah, so a book that I've been reading, I am reading, let's see, I'm trying to remember, Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. I am getting so close to finishing it. I am like less than 60 pages, because I read some last night. I'm like 40 pages away from finishing it. And let me tell you guys, that book is so stinking good. So good. I actually like it better than the first book, which is Practical Magic, which I read that book, but I was too... This is why people say never to watch the movie before reading the books that they're based off of, because they tend to take a lot of artistic liberties with movies. But I love the movie, and it was nothing like the book. But then I read the second book, and the second book seemed so much like the movie that I was just like, yes, I love it. I love it. And I just love the characters. They were amazing. So I'm almost done with that. And then I have a few books that I need to read, possibly purchase a couple more, because I'm a book hoarder too. Yarn and books. That's what I hoard. And that's it. I guess life stuff at this point hasn't been much. Just working on in the yarn shop. My yarn shop. Like, I have an actual shop, which is basically dying in my garage now. Which, I didn't tell you guys that. That was a Instagram story. So I bought burners, right? And I put them in my cat's meowing at the door. I put some burners in the garage, and I was like, you know what? I want to dye outside, because just cleaning everything before and after, take down, set up, before even dyeing yarn, it takes me like 2 hours. And I'm just like, oh, this is annoying. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to move it into the garage where I can leave a little spot for me, so I don't have to take everything down, put it all away, clean everything spotless, make sure, I'm not contaminating my food with acid dyes. So I bought 3 burners, put it in the garage, put them on a surge protector, and plug it into the wall. Only one of them will work on the wall. And I'm like, oh no. I bought 3 burners and I can only use 1. So I'm actually down 2 burners because they're double burners. So I'm actually down 2 burners from my kitchen. So I went from 4 burners to 2. And I'm like, shoot. But I will sit in that garage all dang day if that means I don't have to sit there in my kitchen and try and work between breakfast, lunch, and dinner of keeping everything clean and making sure nothing gets contaminated. Like, I will have those stupid that one double burner all going all day if that means I don't have to clean up the mess after. So that was fun. And of course, the one day I picked to dye was like 80 degrees and flippin' humid. So I'm like out there like sweating like crazy, trying to get these colorways dyed up. And I was just like, oh, this sucks. Why I thought to do this right before summer is right around the corner. I don't know. But I'm kind of happy I did it, because now I don't have to worry about stopping everything, cleaning up, cooking dinner, because typically I tend to start dyeing in the late afternoon, because that way we've done, our homeschooling, we've done park day, we've done all that stuff. It's all done. And then late afternoon, like 3-ish, I can start working. But then I have to stop around 5:36 to start dinner, which can be a pain. So I'm kind of glad it's in the garage, even though I'm down to 1 stupid double burner. But yeah. And then I can kind of lock the kids out because I'm in the garage. I don't have to worry about them breathing in, the dye particles. We have a lot of dentist stuff coming up, which is fun, which is annoying and expensive. Jeez, when did dentists become so flippin' expensive? Seriously. I mean, they've probably always been expensive because they're dentists, but still, my kids' teeth are atrocious, apparently. Because one of the dentists told me my kids have really bad dental hygiene, even though they brush their teeth the recommended amount every day. They just really like sugar. Oh, so that's an uphill battle that I feel like I'm losing. My mother-in-law is coming this weekend, which I'm super excited about. I love having her over and us visiting family because we don't get to see family very often. We'll probably go to a few places. She wants to go to one of the new age places out here, which she calls the voodoo shop. And she sent me a list. She was like, I want to go to the beach, the voodoo shop. Or hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was so funny the way she listed it. Oh my gosh, I have to. It's so funny. Nope, I gotta go to the actual. So she literally put dentist, voodoo shop, beach, Wilmington, beach, voodoo shop, LOL. Oh, and tour of the base. I thought that was so funny. And I was like, okay, so we're doing like 3 things the entire time she's here. I like going to those shops because I can get incense really cheap. And Emma really likes crystals, so she likes to buy those. And they always have cool stuff in there that I like to purchase. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. And that's pretty much it. Life has been a little, I don't want to say boring because it has not been boring. It's been busy, but not with anything exciting. Do you have a lot in common with your mother-in-law? I think it's funny how men date their mothers. Actually, I feel like we do have a lot in common, but our attitudes and the way we are completely different. Like, I am very down to earth, kick back, chill. His mom is go, 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 24/7, every hour of the day. And, you know, she is very much a Libra. She tries to mediate everyone's problems. She tries to help everyone solve their problems. She wants to help everybody. And sometimes I have to remind her, like, hey, it's okay. Don't worry about us. We're good. Like, you don't need another thing to worry about because she has enough on her plate as it is. But she always wants to help. Not that I don't want to help, but she's just the overhelper. Which it took me a while to understand that, because at first it felt like she was just trying to get in our business. But really, once, talking to her more and learning that that's just how she is, it's just she wants to help in every way possible. And that took me a little while to get used to. Where me, I'm just like, hey, you need help, give me a holler. If not, I'm not going to bug you about it. Like, my mother-in-law is a tree-hugging, kale-eating hippie just like me. Oh, well, we have a lot in common in terms of things that we like. Like, my mother-in-law also is gluten intolerant. So the things we eat are very similar. But she was very much, she grew up in Missouri, so she's very much Midwest kind of girl. And I am very much like laid back California girl. I'm just, what's up, man? Which I know sometimes my laid backness almost looks like laziness to some people, because I'm just not going to be in everyone's business or like up their ass to help them do things unless they want me to. Or like, this was a misconception between me and his sister. So his mom would say, oh, don't worry about the dishes, or don't worry about helping me clean up after dinner. I got it. When someone tells me that, I'm like, okay, they got it. They don't need help. So I didn't. But his sister was like, well, she's lazy. And I'm like, I'm not lazy. It's just, if you tell me you don't want my help, I'm not going to help. So that was like a big misconception when me and my husband first started dating. Whereas I'm like, if you tell me something, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be a pest about it. So if you say, don't help, I'm not going to help. But at this point with his mom, I'm just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to help anyways. But yeah, she's kind of, I guess you could say, into the woo-woo stuff too. Like, there's times when she'll call me like, hey, can you do a tarot reading for me? Like, there's some crazy stuff going on. I'm like, yes, I can. Yes, say what you mean. I get it. Yes, I'm very much like, if you want my help, say so. I am that person that's like, I'm not going to read in between the lines for everybody. It's too damn stressful and tiring. Say what you mean. If you want my help, I'll help you. If you don't, you don't. If you want me to do this, I'll do it. If you want me to bring that, I will. If you don't, fine. I hate trying to read in between the lines of some people, because some people will say like I've had this before with friends, make yourself at home. And I'm like, sweet. I'll sit on the couch cross-legged with no shoes on. And then they'll go to their friends, like other friends that we have that are mutual, and they'll be like, I cannot believe she sat on my couch with her feet on the cushions. How rude. I'm like, dude, don't tell me to make myself at home if you don't want me to make myself at home. Like, so that's why when I first go to people's houses and I meet people, I'm very like, I'm just going to sit here and look very uncomfortable, because I kind of am, because I don't know how you're going to be to me if I make myself at home when you tell me that. Or if you're like, hey, would you like something to drink? Or would you like this or that? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm imposing, because I feel like a lot of people feel that way now. Like, they say a lot of things they don't mean. But that's just me. But yeah, we have a lot in common. Twerk. No, thank you, Lena. You can twerk for the rest of us. I just dislike when people openly fart on my couch. That is just rude. That's not like making yourself at home, like just being comfortable. That's just flat out rude. If someone did that, I'd be like, you want an air freshener? Like, you couldn't go to the bathroom and do that? Or, I don't know, be polite and be like, I need to step outside for some fresh air or something. Like, that's just rude. That's rude. Like, I would never put like my shoes on someone's couch or their coffee table. But if like they're the people that take shoes off, I will. And I'll sit cross-legged on a couch, because that's just how I sit on my couch. I am always cross-legged on my couch. So that's just what's comfortable to me. If someone openly farted on my couch, I would die laughing. I think it would depend on who it was. Like, if I just met you and you openly just sharted yourself or farted or whatever you want to call it, because I would be like disgusted. If you were like a best friend or someone I'm close to, yeah, I'd probably laugh. Because, I mean, I have a husband who farts all the time. All the time. All the time. And there are times where I'm just like, you need to go to the restroom right now. Check your pants. Because I'm pretty sure, like, a turd just flew out. Because that is just gross. LOL, y'all are killing me. It's true, though. Like, oh my God. Men are gross. They really are. And my son, who's 2, I'm laughing a little too loud for work. Oh, I'm sorry, Bethany. I hope I get you in trouble. My son, who's 2 now, right? He's almost 2.5 at this point. He realizes that sometimes we laugh when daddy farts. And he thinks it's funny too. So now he's starting to do it, and he'll sit there and he'll fart, and he'll just sit there and start laughing and giggling to himself. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, I think it's just ingrained in the male genetics that farting is hilarious. Don't get me wrong. My dad raised me, so I think it's funny too. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. My husband too. I'm a burper, and he legit gets offended sometimes I'm a burper. I burp. I do not think it's disrespectful to burp, in my opinion. I mean, obviously not belching at like a restaurant or something, but it's like, if I gotta burp, I'm going to. I have to tell him he's lucky it doesn't come out the other way. It's so true though. Like, I feel like women burp more than they fart. I love how this is a crochet and knitting podcast, and we're talking about farting and burping right now. But yeah, totally, I'm a burper. And I know my stepmom used to get on me all the time about it. Quit burping. That's rude. That's not ladylike. And I'm like, I don't care. A girl's got to burp. A girl's got to burp. I mean, at least it isn't as bad as like, there's hardly a smell. Let's put it that way. Never in public, but at home, I let it out. Like if I have to burp, it's more like the, you know, like you try and silence it. Like I've done it so much on this podcast. It's not even funny. Like I burp all the time, even when I don't want to, they just happen. So I'll burp silently in public. I mean, unless we're like somewhere that's like crazy loud and no one's going to hear, you know, like a fairground or a crazy loud restaurant, like Texas Roadhouse, you know, where they're always loud there. Okay. Oh my goodness. It is 5:36. I got to go make dinner. I didn't even realize it was this late. So I will leave this here as we've had a really awkward and funny conversation. I will let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, or I know Bethany said she's at work. Sorry you're at work. That stinks. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys sometime soon. This has been fun. I know it has been, Gypsy. I love doing lives. It's so much fun. Okay. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.